Hello. So this is an update for Tritium from Dragon Hill. We're playing with vehicles, but I want to give a quick overview of some of the other stuff that's been going on. So we have right here is because we're using the FPS template, we actually have a vehicle spawner here in the room, and we're about ready to fire it up so we can see what's going on. And then also you get to see some editor stuff. I won't be speaking much because the music's going to kick on, so here we go. Let's try this out. So, hit the play button, you're going to see a little window pop up. And the editor likes to take his time. I had this queued up ahead of time, but once the music kicks in, you can't really hear me speak. Not that you care, but I can't give you any update or heads up what's going on. So here we go. You're going to see we have a little vehicle we can jump in, and I'm going to give you an update afterwards of what's going to happen after this little test. Off we go. Okay, so that was our quick update. What happened is we took the BP vehicle spawner from the FPS template and just dropped it in, and it of course spawned a little go-kart that you could just jump in and cruise around. We're not going to have that in the game at all. What we want to do is we want the player to start being able to get into these vehicles and fly around. Yes, these are going to be the cool things. So my preliminary will probably be either one of the flying craft or maybe the bigger jet. I believe the flight mechanics is going to be easier to do than the tank. Also, the tank is going to require, there's several things that have to go on with the tank. The tank has multiple components, and there's a lot of animation with this tank. The feet actually retract up when you take off. These vents on the side, these all actually pivot, so they'll have to be connected to when you make, when you're turning and whatnot. And of course, you have the tank turret too, so you have to fire. You did notice that the player character was just shoved into the go-kart. We might go for that. Basically, it's going to be a mount point, so when you mount into a vehicle, you'll be inside of it. I guess with this vehicle we can actually have the player outright inside so you don't see it. In Tribes 2 style, players actually were in cockpits and their heads were actually visible, so you could actually shoot the player's head and do headshots. I don't know if I want to go for that. That's debatable. But you did see a little more work, obviously, for the menu system. And yeah, I think we're gonna show the menu system right now, real quick. Let's go back up here. Been doing some more work. And go intro, and we'll fire this up. I still have a lot of rework on the menus. That was a bug that appearance shouldn't have. So here we are. So I've been working a little bit with using newer menu buttons. So we've got, also in settings. Oh, I forgot about that. In settings, we actually have an option to use joystick for movement. I had hardwired that in to be on all the time, and that caused problems for people who didn't have a joystick attached. The player would always be running forward and to the left. So this is an option now you can check. I'll be doing more options for different joysticks as we move forward for other games. So we can go back. So find game, and there. So this is a little bit different than the FPS template. I don't know if I want to keep this or not. My ultimate goal is to have these guys actually animate and actually see the. So as you're sitting here idle, not doing anything, these guys will actually do things like look at him and go, "Oh crap." Look at you and say, like, do something, or maybe have the guy, like, look at them, just get scared and run off, and then slowly come back in. Basically, have the monster just sit here, just intimidating, you know, what the player characters be. And also, I forgot, these particular models are not being used at the moment. We're actually using different models, so I don't know if I'm going to swap them out or not. So obviously, create a game, and then this layout. So I'm trying to get rid of these buttons. I don't want these buttons. So, because you can see the other buttons, yeah, you can see how these are newer buttons from a different package, and these work nice. These have a little more responsiveness. So we do create game, we start game, and of course I've changed the background a little bit here, loading. I think ultimately we want a background that shows the actual game. So, and then of course here, before you had to pick your team and pick your class. Here you don't start until you pick a team. So I just pick a team, and immediately you have a class. And as soon as you pick the class, you join it. So no more messing around with stuff you don't need. And of course there's no gun at the moment, because I've been trying to mess. Anyway, yeah, there's no gun showing at the moment because I'm actually working on swapping out the player's weapons for something more appropriate for the game. So that's pretty much it. Yes. Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's anything more for me to show in the game. That's pretty much what we've got going. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully looking at that thing, we'll probably start to be able to fly that vehicle. And you have to be able to get into it and eject. Also, I forgot, in Tribes, you wouldn't just go up to a vehicle and hit the use key. You actually would just jump up and go into the cockpit. That's how they solved the issue of whether or not you wanted to be in the vehicle or not. Again, I don't know if having cockpits in all the vehicles so that you can jump in, but you do have jump packs. So with jetpacks, it does allow people to get in. I am thinking about having the Heavy not have a jetpack, or very limited, and Heavies are not allowed to actually pilot vehicles. So that's a good game option. Either that, or I may just have a big arrow up on top, so you have to jump up, and then as soon as you hit the arrow, you go in. That might be a faster way. So no cockpit, but at least an arrow, and as soon as you go in, the arrow disappears, and you know it's occupied. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and we'll give you an update next time something comes around. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.